Have you ever held something in your hands without realizing it might be cursed? Throughout history, certain objects have carried more than just stories. They've carried darkness, from boxes that unleash unseen forces to mirrors that trap the souls of the dead. These items are said to bring misfortune, tragedy, and even death to anyone who crosses their path. Most people think curses are just legends until they experience it themselves. In this video, we'll uncover 5 real cursed objects that continue to terrify the world. Some are locked away, some are still out there. And by the end of this video, you'll question whether you'd dare to touch any of them. Our first cursed object is one of the most terrifying modern legends, the Dibbuk Box. In 2001, a man named Kevin Mannis walked into an estate sale in Portland, Oregon. Among piles of old furniture and forgotten belongings, a small wooden wine cabinet caught his eye. It looked ordinary, but what was sealed inside would unleash something far darker than he could imagine. When Kevin opened the box, he found strange objects: 2 locks of hair tied with string, a dried rose, a small goblet, a candelabrum, old coins, and a piece of granite engraved with the word Shalom. But the true horror began after he brought it home. Within days, the lights in his house began to shatter without warning. A thick smell of burning jasmine and cat urine filled the air. Shadows moved at the edge of his vision. He suffered nightmares so vivid that he woke up gasping for air. Every person who owned the box after him reported the same things: terrifying dreams, strange accidents, sudden illnesses, and the feeling of being watched. In Jewish folklore, a Dibbuk is a restless, malicious spirit that clings to objects and sometimes to people. The box eventually gained worldwide fame when it inspired the 2012 horror film The Possession. Today, it's locked away in a private collection, never to be opened again. But many believe the spirit inside was never truly contained. It's simply waiting for its next victim. Our third cursed object looks completely harmless at first. It's just a wooden chair, but this is no ordinary seat. This is Busby's Stoop chair, also known as the dead man's chair, and for centuries, people have believed that anyone who sits on it is marked for death. The story begins in the early 1700s in North Yorkshire, England. A man named Thomas Busby was a known thief, drunk, and murderer. After killing his father-in-law, he was sentenced to death. But before his execution, he requested one final wish: to have a last drink at his favorite pub. Sitting in his favorite chair, before being taken away, Busby stood up and shouted a chilling curse: "May sudden death come to anyone who dares to sit in this chair." Over the years, people laughed at the legend. But soldiers who sat in the chair during World War II were found dead shortly after going to battle. Deliverymen, masons, and locals who dared to sit on it met sudden, unexplained deaths, car crashes, accidents, and heart attacks. The pattern was too disturbing to ignore. Eventually, the pub owners donated the chair to a museum. But not just anywhere. They hung it high on the wall, far out of reach, so that no one could ever sit in it again. And to this day, the chair remains suspended, waiting for the next person foolish enough to bring the curse back to life. Our second cursed object is known as the haunted mirror of Myrtles Plantation, one of the most chilling artifacts in American ghost lore. Myrtles Plantation, located in Louisiana, is often called one of the most haunted houses in the United States. Built in the late 1700s, it has witnessed decades of tragedy, betrayal, and death. But one object inside this house stands out, a large antique mirror hanging in the main hallway. According to legend, the mirror was never properly covered during a funeral laquais tradition meant to prevent spirits from becoming trapped. Because of this, it's believed that the souls of a woman named Sarah Woodruff and her 2 children were captured inside the glass after their mysterious deaths. Visitors claim to see handprints slowly appearing on the mirror's surface, even when no one is near. Others have reported faces of unknown people staring back at them, moving independently from their reflections. Some say they've felt a cold, almost human breath on their neck while standing in front of it. Despite repeated attempts to clean and restore it, the marks and ghostly images keep returning. Paranormal investigators have recorded strange fluctuations in temperature and unexplained whispers around the mirror. Today, it remains on display at the plantation, and those who stood before it swear they'll never forget what they saw staring back at them. Our fourth cursed object comes from Japan, and it's one of the creepiest stories ever told, the Okiku Doll. In 1918, a young boy bought a beautiful doll for his little sister, Okiku. She loved it so much that she carried it everywhere, playing, sleeping, and even talking to it as if it were alive. But tragedy struck. Okiku died suddenly from a cold at just 3 years old, and her heartbroken family placed the doll on the family altar to honor her memory. Not long after, something strange began to happen. The doll's jet black hair, which had once been cut neatly at shoulder length, started to grow on its own. Month after month, the hair became longer, reaching the doll's knees. The family believed that the spirit of their daughter had somehow attached itself to the doll. In 1938, they donated it to the Menenji Temple in Hokkaido, where it remains to this day. Monks have trimmed the doll's hair regularly and even claimed that scientific tests confirmed it's real human hair. Some visitors say the doll's mouth seems to be slowly opening, revealing tiny, human-like teeth. Even now, the Okiku doll is kept inside a glass case, watched carefully. Many who have seen it in person describe a chilling feeling, as if the doll is quietly watching them back.